All right. Okay, so just to let the viewers, listeners know again.
Welcome back, Media Junkies.
Yes. This is a new setup. So if it sounds different for the millionth time, it's because it is different for the millionth time.
Yeah.
We're in a different area, and we're also holding our mics, seeing how this works out. It's a little more fun that way, I think. I like holding it.
It feels more natural, but there are a lot more risks of like sound.
Yeah. So we're trying to make it sound as flawless as possible. So bear with us in this episode.
Yeah.
But to get right down to it, I want to get into some small talk. I have some interesting little topics I found today. The first of which being there was a horror movie that pretty much nobody I know has seen for some reason. It's the Thanksgiving horror movie, The Slasher. Pretty much nobody I know has seen the movie, even online. Critical hasn't made, Charlie hasn't made a moist meter on it. Pretty much nobody I know has like reviewed the movie.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you haven't seen it. It's just like, it's so good.
Really?
It's
actually
good. The best, like one of the best slashers I've ever seen.
Wow.
It's
actually crazy.
It's genuinely so good, and oh my god, like the gore literally shocked me because going in, I didn't know what it was rated, so I was like, I didn't know if I was watching some PG-13 movie or something, and then the gore just happens, and it's just
That's
crazy.
Cool. Would it have a good plot? Like, with the character?
Yeah, the
invested
plot,
in the characters?
Yes, the plot was surprisingly, like, even the first, like, 15 to 20 minutes, the slasher isn't even in the movie, and at that point, you're like, it's crazy. And the slashing part hasn't even happened yet. And it's just, like, the characters are really in depth, at least a lot for, like, slasher.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And it had a really good plot twist. It was really campy and cheesy, but like,
sure, but
I
sometimes you
loved
want that. Yeah.
Literally, like the villain's saying, his name is John Carver, by the way. John Carver's saying is, "There will be no leftovers," because it's Thanksgiving.
That's very funny.
Funny.
So he says there will be no leftovers, and it's like just the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I love it so much.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of movie that Charlie would watch.
I know, and he hasn't seen it. Like, I was watching a stream last night, and somebody brought it up in the chat, and he just was like, "What Thanksgiving movie?" And it hurt my soul because it's so good.
There's one coming up. It's called like, "It's a Wonderful Knife."
Oh, I've seen the poster for that.
And one of my friends is asking me, "Oh, Luke, have you ever heard of It's a Wonderful Knife?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love It's a Wonderful Life. It's a great Christmas movie, one of my favorites." And they're like, "But it's not out yet." And I was like, what are you talking about? And then that's how I discovered a movie called It's a Wonderful Knife.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to see that.
Yeah, it feels like it should be made by the same person with the weird campy title, but
Yeah,
even
it's
though
like a sequel.
even though the Thanksgiving movie is literally just called Thanksgiving. So that's interesting. But to get into the actual topics that I pulled, I'm doing something a little different today for small talk.
Okay.
Ooh.
I actually researched a little bit and found some interesting things going on in the world lately.
Let's do it.
So, first of which is an article that I found. It's an article called Cracked. That's a website, I guess.
I know. I've seen this website.
And
It's
this
kind
is
of crazy.
This is under the subgenre of Weird World.
Ooh.
The title reads, "Rocket launchers were found in a trash can near a Californian school."
Oh, that sounds
Whoa,
fun.
whoa. Okay, when you
Can
say
I
rocket
have
launchers,
them?
I thought you were talking about the ones that like you step on and they'll launch the rocket.
No.
No.
rocket launcher.
Rocket launchers. And the actual...
Like Fortnite.
Okay.
Or real life.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding,
Sure,
I'm kidding,
yeah,
I'm
Fortnite, if that makes it, yeah. So, the reason I picked this is because, okay, so the actual article reads, 2 rocket launchers and a practice grenade were found in a trash can at a residence near a California school. The sheriff's department says this incident was not an unusual occurrence, as we routinely find and seize inert military ordnance. So, why I picked this article?
Yeah.
It's because I just find the concept funny that someone was going to the school with a rocket launcher, probably to do horrendous things.
Yeah.
And then it was just like,
Throw
actually,
it away.
I'm gonna do this another time. Just throws it away. It was like,
2 of them. He was double.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't think.
How much
I like
do you
to
think
think
he
that it-
spent on that?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. He's just like,
He just threw them away.
he's like, huh? You know what?
I like to think he
Yeah.
didn't have malicious intentions, obviously, because that's what I always think.
yeah.
But I mean, it's hard to say that he doesn't.
I
but,
mean, and it's like there also could be something bigger going on because the fact that they said they
Military.
routinely find
Yeah.
the routine
maybe there's like because you said a practice grenade, so maybe there's some kind of army test thing around
That could
the
be.
area.
Yeah.
they're just like throwing it away
But
into the
rocket
school.
launchers.
Yeah,
Also,
how do you avoid a rocket
yeah.
launcher? You're
I think
pretty
it's
much
also-
dead.
Yeah.
I think it's like there's a possibility that he wasn't even going to the school. He was just trying to find a trash can to throw it in. And he just was like, he was just walking and he's like, I don't want these anymore. And he's just like,
Yeah. Just like you're throwing
In the
away like
trash
a
can.
gum wrapper or something.
Yeah.
I just,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I just don't want this anymore.
Yeah, he was using it as a Pez dispenser.
Yeah. So this is another article I found under the same weird world genre.
Yeah.
A woman showed up to her car theft court hearing in a stolen car. So the actual article reads, a woman was scheduled to make a court appearance after being arrested for stealing a car. When she arrived at the Dublin, California, it's always California,
Yeah, of
course it
courthouse,
is.
authorities determined she was driving a stolen vehicle.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
She was taken right back to jail, obviously. So,
You gotta have some like guts to do that.
I know, like, yeah.
that reminds me of the person that got put into one of the put into the thing for the same thing, not the same thing, but for shoplifting. And she wore a shoplifted shirt to the thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
Really?
are you
Wow.
stupid?
Did
Yeah.
it still have like the little plastic like tag on it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
It just has ink all over it. Like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah, don't those things like explode?
Yeah, they shoot ink
Uh-huh.
whenever you, or something. I don't know
Whenever
how
you
exactly
like
how it works,
steal it
but
or whatever.
I think if you try to take it off without the proper tool, because most
Oh.
people will be, you know
It
what I
can
mean?
be hard to get those tools though.
Well,
if you
yeah.
know.
It's not. There's a lot of people on
I have one. He
No,
just
Yeah.
pulls it out
no.
of his
There's a lot of people on
pocket.
TikTok and YouTube that have a whole bunch of them. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
why.
know.
I imagine
But yeah, it's
you
kind of
could
a
find
silly
it.
like measure anyway.
Yeah. But for our last topic
I like
here
this.
for
This is
small
fun.
talk, so this is something I actually didn't need to research, but I saw it online and I took a screenshot so I'd remember to talk about it.
Okay.
Does everybody remember Squid Game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw an ad for this. I think.
So I believe it came out last night. I watched it last night anyway because I heard it. I heard about it from Charlie's stream and I was like,
Yeah.
that sounds fun to make fun of. So I watched Squid Game: The Challenge.
Yeah.
So for the listeners, it's a Netflix. Basically, they're pretty late to the party doing the whole Squid Game in real life kind of challenge. You know,
Yeah.
even with Mr. Beast having done it probably like over a year ago.
Now,
Yeah.
I actually need to watch this show because apparently it's really good. I just haven't seen
Oh,
it.
you've never seen Squid
Never
Game?
seen it. I know the concept of it. I know a few things about it, and I want to watch it because it sounds like a show I would dig
Yeah,
completely.
it's really good.
Whatever you do, do not watch it in English dub. I never watched it myself,
No,
but there's
yeah.
so much stuff I've heard about the English dub. They don't even have it dubbed properly. They're
Oh,
just
is it
like
not?
they're just speaking in I think it's Korean.
Yeah.
They're speaking Korean, and then they're just have their mouths moving. And when they're actually taught, whenever the actual voice dubs are going over, it does not match with that at all.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched the English dub and it didn't bother me a whole lot, but it was kind
Yeah.
of.
So
also a while
how did they
ago.
do Squid Game the challenge in
So,
real life? Because don't you die? Don't they shoot you?
Yeah, so this is just what Mr. Beast did. It's
Yeah.
just Squid Game. It's like a game show, but obviously nobody dies.
Yeah, because on the ad, it looked like somebody got shot.
They were shooting them with paintballs. Yeah.
Oh, paintballs.
They
So-
shoot you with paintball.
That's pretty funny.
But Squid Game really good. This show.
Really
Not good.
This was probably the worst game show thing that I've ever watched because they try to, and I'm going to be reiterating a lot of what Charlie said because it's true, is they try to inject drama into this real
God.
show
Yeah.
as much as possible because it's all
Oh,
contestants, people that signed up.
Exactly.
But there's so clearly not even a script, but just things that the producers of the show are making these people like say.
Yeah.
Like everything they say is exaggerated.
It's scripted.
Like they all have like internal dialogue. When you like see them on screen, they'll say something. Obviously not like with their mouths,
Yeah.
but like it's like
But they're
internal
thinking it,
dialogue.
yeah.
So it's just like it's so bad.
Yeah,
It's
my family is a family that loves reality TV.
Yeah.
And I feel like lately it's been like kind of down.
yeah.
Especially like cooking shows, but I love Survivor, obviously.
You want to hear the funniest part about Squid Games and Squid Games The Challenge?
What?
Squid Game is a Netflix original, and they took like 2 years or a year
Oh, yeah.
to even come out with a second version of it, which is really funny to me.
Yeah, it's just you know,
We're gonna make an
they're
original.
really late to the party, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
They saw what Mr. Beast did and they were like, wow, we need to capitalize. And
Yeah.
Netflix is kind of sinking right now, so they're kind of
This
making
is
some
true.
desperate moves.
Yeah.
Doesn't that video Mr. Beast have like millions and millions? It's
A
just like
lot.
his most viewed video,
A
right?
lot.
It's-
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
That's interesting.
But yeah, so the show really bad. It's even just like edited super horribly. Like it's like a lot of the shots, especially in the like red light green light challenge, are just out of order.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, I hate when that happens.
people will be like jumping around like back and forth on where they're at in the area because red light green light is a challenge where you have to like run across the
Oh
field
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, the big baby doll, right?
Yeah, so it's just like it's just really horribly edited, and the whole thing is just like so dramatized in such a terrible way.
Yeah.
Like it could have been done well, but it's not.
Mr. Beast's Squid Game has 535 million views currently.
Wow.
That's absurd.
And it was released a year ago.
Yep. So they're a year late.
yeah.
Even more, honestly, because they should have capitalized off this when Squid Game was still popular.
Yeah, exactly.
And even Mr. Beast was a little late to get
Oh,
into
wait.
that.
That's
Yeah.
wrong. Actually, it was released 2 years ago as of
Really? It's been that long?
today. Actually, it should be 2 years today.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
2021 and November 24th.
Happy anniversary!
That's,
Happy
actually,
anniversary to
really,
Mr.
that's
Beast.
really, really funny.
Happy anniversary to Mr. Beast's Squid Game.
It did take them 2 years to do that.
Yeah. I'm surprised season 2 hasn't come out yet. But
Of actual Squid Game? It's just
Yeah.
one season. How many episodes?
I'm not sure. I don't remember how many episodes.
That whistle.
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my gosh.
That broke the sound barrier. Yep.
You're gonna screw up our entire podcast with
Yep.
that, buddy.
Yeah.
Huh.
My whistling.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That was fun. I like that.
Yeah. A little different take on the small
Maybe,
talk.
maybe me and Hunter could do that one
Yeah,
time because
Whenever, just don't.
it's always you with the small talk.
Yeah, don't ask. Obviously, just if you
Yeah.
guys find some cool stuff like online that's happening
There's always
recently or
cool
something.
stuff online.
I have
Yeah.
a little bit. I have a little bit.
Okay, what's
I'm
up?
not gonna like say much about it because I know you haven't played much of it. You haven't gotten as far as I have. I'm at like
Uh-huh.
85% right now. But Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Really good.
Yes.
It's like it kind of annoying sometimes because there's certain things where my character just won't do what I tell it to do. But
okay.
it's really good.
Uh-huh.
I think if you have a PS5, you should definitely get the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Well, thank you for saying that because that's directly in topic with what we're talking
There we
about
go.
today.
That's so crazy.
Um,
I actually didn't know this.
So welcome everybody to a little. It's not a game.
Oh, okay.
It's not a
Thank
game.
God. Thank
There's
God.
no point. There's no points involved.
Oh,
It
let
is
me
not
just
a
say
game.
before we go in, I meant to say this last time, but I know this isn't a game, but I just realized I haven't won a single game on this podcast.
You haven't. You really have.
I've
That
gotten
sucks.
really close a
Yeah.
lot of times.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's okay.
I'll race you,
Well,
dog.
That's why I got so mad at the podcast.
yep. You're villain art.
That's the villain arc right there.
Yeah.
Yep. But anyway, welcome to today's episode, one that I like to call Recent Recs or Recent Recommendations. So the topic for today is here's the rules, the foundation for our topic.
Yeah.
Each of you must choose something: a game, a movie, a show, a book, anything like that, a story of some sort, anything like that. But it must be something that only you out of us three knows, and your task is to sell this story. You have to convince us that this is good and that we should check it out, that the listeners should check it
Yeah.
out. Obviously, there's no points or anything. Nobody's winning. It's just you have to try your hardest
And
to absolutely sell it.
I like this because we've done this a little bit already unintentionally. Like
yeah.
Hunter Subnautica, Austin, Hollow Knight, me,
Yep, yep.
Deltarune, to you guys.
But like I said, it has to be completely new, something you haven't.
Something I haven't even recommended to you guys. So it
Well,
can't be.
no, it can be things you've mentioned before, but
I'm probably actually not gonna do Kirby.
okay,
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa.
What a twist! I know.
That's shocking.
I do love Kirby, but
But yeah,
I
so
wonder.
who would like to go first on their recommendations? It has to be something only you've participated in.
yeah.
I gotta think of games. I'm gonna look at my PlayStation thing.
Okay.
Alright. Well, wait, you could do a TV show because
Well, I know,
I
but
would
I want
like
to do a
to watch some
game.
more TV shows.
I don't really.
And like,
I
you guys
could,
are always talking about TV shows, and like,
I mean,
Uh-huh.
I could do anime, but like, I don't know about you.
I mean, you just
anime.
recommended Squid Game to me.
I did.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, that won't count as mine though.
Yeah.
I know.
No, yeah, it won't,
roughly
but
what I'm doing.
Again, good recommendation.
Good recommendation.
I would love to play Spider-Man 2, but I do not have a PS5. I have
Elvish,
an
yeah.
Xbox X, a Nintendo Switch OLED. Do not have a
I think I
PS5.
got a game.
Hmm. Well, who's going first today?
Let's have him go first.
Me?
Yes, you.
No, not me. Not me.
I can go first.
Yeah,
if
go
you
go
want.
first.
Well, then, yeah, you go
I
first.
did
Because
pick up
you've
the
thought
topic.
about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's-
believe it or not, I did actually just think of what I'm going to recommend right now.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You just
so-
recommended like 3
so-
things to us.
Yeah. So I'm as fresh as the rest of you, but I'm pretty sure, at least to the best of my knowledge, none of you have partaken in this. I'll call it a story, because it is a book, a game, and a TV series.
Huh.
Now, one of those
Oh.
is of much different quality than the
Oh,
other
okay.
two.
Is it The Witcher?
You are a psychic. How did you
Whoa.
get that?
Because I know the show, and I knew there was a book, and I knew there's a game.
Wow.
I didn't know there was a
That's
book of The
actually
Witcher.
crazy.
Okay,
Big,
so
big
I've
brain on her.
definitely heard the name. Heard it's one of the greatest games of all time. Never seen it.
The crazy thing is, the only game that people know is the third one, and
Yeah.
understandably,
Oh, yeah, The Witcher
because
3.
the first and the second are very old, and I played them all. And the first and the second, in my opinion, are not very good.
Mm-hmm.
They're just obviously they just haven't aged well. Really,
Sure,
I
sure.
could understand liking them back in the day, but
Understandable. Ocarina
they're
of
very
Time.
old. But The Witcher, basically, is to give a little summary without giving too much away because you're supposed to recommend it, not spoil it.
Yeah.
Is it's basically about a witcher, which is a monster hunter who kills monster for coin, but he's ultimately becomes the sole protector of this like destined girl
Yeah.
whose purpose is a bit unknown, but there's a gang of basically like end of the world type doomsday cult kind of people that are like after her because she has some kind of unknown power to her.
Okay,
and
interesting.
He has the purpose of protecting her throughout the story. And it's just such my favorite thing, believe it or not, from this whole story is actually the source material,
Which is
the books.
okay.
So the book.
How many?
So in the mainline story, there's 5 novels, and then there's 3 extra novels of just like stories from within the universe.
Oh, that's cool. Kind
Yeah.
of finality, kind of the same.
Yeah.
Thing.
So, but the mainline story is mainly what I'm talking about here, and oh my god, it is so good.
Yeah.
Especially in the books, like there's a lot of characters.
Is
And,
it different? Like, is the story different from the book, show, and game?
Yeah. Okay.
The show is much different, and I'll get into the show. I'll do a little reverse recommendation because I would not recommend that show to anybody.
Oh, okay.
But the books, what I like, and I learned about this from the game. I played The Witcher 3 first, and then I went back and read the books because I really liked the game story, and the source material is just so good. It's
Yeah.
just so many characters. The villains were so cool. It was one of those stories where like I internally voiced all of the characters.
Ooh,
so
fun.
it was just
Oh,
like
that's cool. That's
yeah.
fun.
So it was like a whole little personal story to me, and the message is so good. I read these back in the like height of COVID, and I was doing like online classes.
You read all of them?
Yeah, I did.
Hmm.
So I have them all actually displayed on my desk with like
Oh,
figurines of like.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna recommend now because you said that.
Okay, but I actually have like a whole shelf dedicated to The Witcher.
Yep.
But basically, during online classes, there's like a whole email thread. I still have it saved because it's so legendary.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my teachers, who's actually a student teacher, filling in for one of the actual teachers.
Okay.
We had a whole email thread about like the games and the books.
That's so
And
cool.
he's one of the coolest people I've ever met. Like we were talking about like the symbolism between like the books and the games and just
Whoa.
like it's a huge email thread and it was just super fun.
I've never gotten to have an in-depth discussion. Oh my gosh.
God, bro, could you like not?
I'm sorry.
He's like startled.
Yeah, I know. I've never gotten to have much of an in-depth discussion with an adult about it. I've always wanted to have it like about a game. I mean, obviously, it's not something that like I need, but like I feel like adults are always like, yeah, Zelda's fun, but you know, there's never like, yeah, but what do you think about like this character and this song and how it relates to blah blah? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But very
It's cool.
That was kind of like the moment where I realized like this is one of the best like stories ever written or ever told. And then the show came out. So the show basically it starts off really great. It has everything handed to it. The person that plays Geralt, who is the Witcher, is oh god, I actually forget his name. But if you guys have watched any of like the Superman movies, like the more recent ones,
yeah.
he plays Superman. Henry Cavill, that's his name. Henry, Henry Cavill, legendary actor. He's actually like personally a big fan of like the story and like the series. Even before he acted, that's why he like sought out the role.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
He is the best person for Geralt in my opinion. So they really like do not respect the source material in the show.
Ooh.
The directors
Oh.
do everything they can to just completely move away from that and like try and be different. And it maybe that works for some stories, but for this one it does not. And the fans obviously are very outraged by it.
Yeah.
Or the fans at this point, like there was a lot of people holding out hope that the show would get better. At this point where we're at, we're basically just trying to pretend the show doesn't exist, just to make ourselves feel better because it's at a like it just keeps getting worse. Henry Cavill, the main lead actor who's playing the main character, is being recasted because he hates the show so much that he won't act as Geralt anymore.
Yeah,
What
that's
if the
sign.
final episode of the show is the actor coming in and being like, "This is terrible."
Yeah, it's just like and like in interviews and stuff about the show, you can just tell from like before it started how excited and enthusiastic he was, and now it's just like he all hope is lost.
And what's bad about it too is that now they're sucked into this like I'm sure people who made the show just had money in mind. First of all,
obviously,
which is just like it's so frustrating when stuff like that happens to series that are so good.
Yeah. But it's weird because it's such a well-produced show. Like the CGI is some of the best I've ever seen, and like the set pieces and just everything in the show is great, except for the writing and their faith in the source material is just absolutely horrible, and it's just an incoherent mess pretty much. And obviously they're just trying to move forward even though they're recasting their lead actor.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Imagine making a show and you're trying to make it good, and then the person that wants to be in the show the most is like, "Hey, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Suck at making this. Just quit at that point."
But I'm not recommending the show.
Yeah,
No,
true.
honestly, you talking bad about the show made me realize how good the other stuff is because it's like people are so passionate about it.
Yeah, it's just the books and the game. Specifically Witcher 3, you don't have to play the other ones to understand Witcher 3. Just genuinely like masterpiece stories. Just absolutely great. And I recommend that to literally anybody. So that's
literally anybody.
That's mine.
Cool, that was good.
I'll play the game probably, but
Okay.
not the books though, because you know
See,
I
look
don't
like
read
I
books,
read
dog.
books.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. But quick question. Look, where can I play the games?
PlayStation, I think, and Xbox.
It's on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC.
Yeah, that sucks.
You have an
man.
Xbox, don't you?
Yeah, but it's my dad's.
Wah, wah, wah.
Just steal it from him.
Oh yeah, I gotta. I'll convince him to get Phasmophobia on it. Don't you worry.
Ooh, that'd
By
be
the time
fun.
my goal will be by the time this episode comes out.
What's your threes on Switch?
Oh no way! Cool.
Yep. I remember that actually. It got ported.
Oh.
It did get ported. I
that's cool.
can't
Is it good?
promise it's good.
Yeah.
I don't remember how good it is on Switch.
Well, I mean, I just take what I can get on Switch because there's so many
Yeah.
other so many exclusive games on Switch that I want to play that
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have to
I
get.
completely forgot that it did get ported to Switch.
Yeah, most people do, except for unless you play Switch
Yeah.
a lot.
I found my game that I wanted to do.
Okay, well, I want to do mine next because mine is also a book series, show, and a game, and the game is really bad, and no one talks
Okay.
about the game.
Okay.
Actually, the game is pretty much irrelevant.
Okay.
But
So
I-
basically, like, kind of the same situation, just
Yeah,
switched.
I'm pretty sure that because I feel like every single time I like something, I do recommend it to you guys, and I kind of get passionate about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See, I don't know if I recommended this one, but if I haven't, or if I have, then I didn't go as in depth as I wish I could on it.
Yeah.
My favorite book series of all time, and the one that I've reread 3 times, is
Sherlock Holmes.
Nope.
Why would there be a game about that?
Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Harry
actually,
Potter.
there is. I know there is. But I love Sherlock
Imagine.
Holmes, but it's not my favorite book series of all time.
Okay.
My
Imagine Harry
favorite.
Potter.
No.
That'd be kind of funny.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
No.
The games are irrelevant.
No, it's a book series called A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking
There's
about.
a game?
Yeah, it's like real bad and old, but
I didn't know there was a game of it. That's why I didn't.
I just
know.
kind of wanted to tie it into what you said.
Okay.
But it's a 13 book series
Okay.
with a
13. Wow.
with a sub. Well, the books are they're kind of concise. They're
Okay.
all 13 chapters. The 13 is like a
Oh.
theme because it's like all unfortunate.
I like
and
that.
stuff.
That's
It's cool.
cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. It kind of at first it kind of feels like a kid series, just it's silly, like all these like it's not like a whimsical
I
adventure.
have watched episode 1 of the show.
Okay, I'm gonna get into the show.
Okay,
But
okay.
it's all about these kids, Violet and Klaus Baudelaire, whose parents died and their house burned down, and then they have to go live with this guy named Count Olaf, who is just a bad
Olaf.
man who just wants their money. And after they escape his clutches, the rest of the series is him like, chasing them down, all these disguises, and them trying to escape him, and them slowly deciphering this inner mystery about their parents and about him, and this like secret organization and all these codes and stuff. And it's really, it has a lot of intrigue. The book's actually not as much. This is the only form of media where I think I'll ever say that I like the televised like movie / show version of it more, because the show goes more in depth on the mystery of like the secret organization
Okay.
that the parents were part of, that kind of thing.
Interesting.
But I got a little off topic. What I mean to say is that it is a intriguing, and there's so many iconic characters. I can just like I'm so quotable. It's fun. It's funny too, even though it's really tragic and sad, really sad.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is how it becomes less of a kid series and more of an in-depth discussion on human psychology and the difference between good and evil, and how it's just a gray area. There's no difference.
Wow.
And how as when the series starts, it looks like obviously Count bad. He just wants the money. But at the end, it's like it's not about that. You know what I mean? It's
You're really selling this.
I know
You're
it's
selling
really
this
interesting. The
real
only
good.
problem is that it's a 13 book series.
Yeah.
But I would watch the show. The show is definitely more quotable. It's funnier too.
Say a
Like, there's a lot
quote
more
now.
funny moments. Count Olaf is played by Neil Patrick Harris,
Okay.
which I think is one of the greatest decisions ever made in like filmmaking ever.
Yeah.
He's so good as Count Olaf.
Right.
But and I keep saying I don't know why.
But,
It's truly something that has defined me. I watched the first season when it came out and loved it. Then my grandparents bought me the box set for my birthday, which cost
Okay.
$103.
Whoa.
It goes
Wow.
deep.
Okay.
And I want to spoil something, but if you're gonna watch the show, I won't. You think you're gonna watch the show
I
or read the
might
book?
after you
Well,
recommend
I mean,
this.
obviously, but like, which one would you do if I did sell it? Like, would you
I kind of have a lot to read right now, so
Yeah.
I'm probably going to watch the
watch?
show.
Okay, watch the show. Then what I will say about the chapter 13, about the book 13 thing, like. The very end of the book, after 13 is finished, it has like the end, like the end credits and everything. Like, and then after that, it's chapter 14, which is like a new book basically, and that's like the wrap up of everything. And
Okay.
that's cool. I thought they
Yeah.
might like that
Yeah.
detail.
That's pretty cool.
But anyway, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny Baudelaire are just super, always ingrained in my brain.
Okay.
3 of my favorite characters of all time. I love their arc and their characters and the way that they build and become separate from each other, but like still like together. They become have their own identity throughout all these struggles. It's a really, 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 really good book series and show. I can't recommend it enough. I made it a tradition to read it all the way through every Christmas break. I made it the goal to read one book a day during Christmas break one year, and I ended up finishing it in half the time.
A book a day, wow.
I ended up finishing it in half the time. So I basically read 2 books a day.
Ooh, nice.
Wow. You said,
Yeah.
but you just had like nothing to do, so you just
that's just I didn't have anything to do.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you basically did 2 books a day for.
Well, I mean, I did 1 for the first day. The second day, I did 3.
Wow.
Well, so the books start kind of short and they get longer as it goes on. So I had to
Okay.
kind of gauge you
Yeah.
know, because I had to take account into the longer ones.
Yeah.
So
Darn
loud.
it.
Ugh,
Why is it so loud?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Sorry guys. There's like vents or something that need to exist, I guess.
Yeah, we
Hey,
could probably do a
they're for warmth.
airflow or something.
They're,
Something like
they're
that.
for warmth. Dog.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I know I get really passionate and rambly about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys bearing with me when that does happen, because you could probably do a Luke Ramble count of all the
Luke Ramble count,
I think we're at 50
YouTubers and
now.
stuff.
We're at 50 now, I
Yeah,
think.
50.
Yeah.
I'm getting probably not.
I know. You know, it's just fun to share. I don't really get to share this kind of stuff with people sometimes, so
Yeah.
it's cool that you guys will listen.
Well, you did
Yeah.
like pique my interest
Yeah.
for it, so maybe I will check it out sometime if I find
Yeah,
the
you
time
should.
to watch it.
Don't watch the movie. There is a
Don't-
movie that was kind of older.
The
and
movie's
it's only the
okay.
first 3 books, and
Mhm.
it's not very good.
I
Not
watched
good.
the movie when I was like little.
I know it turned a lot of people off from the series.
Oh,
and-
I didn't.
Mm.
It's not that. When I watched the show, I'm like, this doesn't feel like the movie at all. I'm like,
Exactly.
wait a second.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because the movie wasn't true to the
No,
books.
I wasn't
anything.
meaning
Mm.
like it was bad or
I
like
know.
either of them were good or anything like that. It just didn't feel like the same at all.
But the movie just wasn't true to the books.
Well, is
Yeah.
that it for
Yeah,
you?
I think that's about it.
All right, Hunter, are you
Well,
prepared for your recommendation?
So this game, this is gonna sound like another game, but it's not. It's
What?
underwater. Okay.
No, okay.
It's
Subsonica.
underwater. You're in a hotel kind of area.
Sorry.
There's-
Busnautica.
No, it's a game called BioShock.
Oh, okay.
I know.
love BioShock.
I haven't watched it, but I know Marcus
I need to
played
start playing it more. I haven't played it in a bit, but like it's really good right now.
So
actually,
I won't count this because of the circumstances, but as a kid, I played like maybe an hour of BioShock something or other, and
Uh-huh.
obviously I was like a kid, and it horrified me, and I was like, I'm not playing this.
Yeah.
So that's my experience.
That's why I was
it.
with FNAF.
that was the opposite of me though. I saw that and I'm
Yeah.
like, this game looks so good. I've been trying to look for this game for
Mhm.
years. Ever since I saw this game, I'm like, oh my god, I need to find this game.
All I
It is-
remember is the giant dude with like the drill or
I
something.
think they're called. I hate saying this name. Big Daddies. I'm pretty sure it's exactly what their name is.
That's great. I love that.
What if Hunter just finds out that he was calling them that the whole time?
No. I'm not
That'd
insane.
be
I
great.
promise.
Like his kid self just ended up just started
Yeah.
calling them that.
Yeah, that's great.
It's funny.
Let me see this if it's actually the name.
I thought it does kind of ring a bell.
Because
Actually, I
they-
think that is
was-
what they're called.
Really?
Yeah, Big Daddy. Big
Yeah.
Daddy.
I think
Big
I
Daddies.
would remember that.
Yeah.
Because well,
They're coming.
Oh, God.
well, because what they are is like they're drill guys, but they have the
Oh, they're
little
cute.
girls, right?
Yeah.
So the little girls basically let me explain. Because it's like they're their father. It's like their like guardian angel, like their father or something like that.
They're
And,
the Big Daddy.
And the girl.
Yeah.
Shut up, Luke. And the girl basically when the big daddy kills people. I hate this. I hate this part so much.
Yeah.
When they kill people and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
like because the people that are in the game aren't actually like they're not like humans. Like they're like a subhuman fish type thing.
Uh-huh.
Mermaid.
And they're no, not mermaids. They don't have tails and stuff like that. They're just really ugly. There's
Whoa.
different versions of them too. The Big Daddies. There's
Uh-huh.
very big. There's a lot of differences of them.
Bit different shapes and sizes of the big daddies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very Big Daddy?
Yes. I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Anyways, I don't know. What I was gonna say now because you.
Sorry.
Anyways, what the kids do, right? They like get the souls of like the people and like with the syringe that they have on their hands,
Okay.
and they like suck the blood out of the victims and stuff like that. And like I don't remember
Okay.
exactly what they do with it. But it's like you see them sometimes during the games. The first one you are just a normal person going through the place.
Yeah.
And the second game you're one of like the guys. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say their names anymore because I hate you.
Does it like take place underwater?
It
Yes,
does,
that's what I'm
I think
saying.
it's scarier than Subnautica.
No, not like
it
not in
didn't
a
really
scary
look
factor.
very scary.
Not in a scary factor. Well, it is kind of scary
When one of
when you
those
play.
things is coming at you, Luke, it's pretty scary.
Okay, I can imagine.
I'll be sure to.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear a word you just said because you went like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, I haven't played the game in a bit because I've been playing like Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a game I do recommend to play because as I said, I saw someone play it like when I was like really young, and I've been looking for the game forever.
And you
Okay.
finally got it?
And I got it like a couple years ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay,
That's
cool.
cool.
But yeah,
Yeah,
All right. So
interesting.
why would you sell that though? Why is it
Yeah.
good?
why would I sell the game? Because it's really fun.
Okay.
And if you have any interest in like the ocean and stuff like that,
I do. Subnautica
Okay.
has piqued my interest.
if you have any interest in the ocean or something like that, it doesn't like give out like this and this and like that. It just takes place underwater, and it's
Okay.
really cool because the it's a hotel, as I said. It's kind of like a hotel kind of thing
Right.
underwater, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch a Let's Play. I probably won't end up playing it myself because I don't think I can play it on any of the systems I have.
Uh-huh.
I gotta get out there, guys.
Yeah,
I
you gotta
think you
expand
can
your-
get it on Switch actually, but
But
I
it's
do
not gonna
know.
look good. No,
Yeah.
water has never looked good on Switch.
True.
Very good point. Well, what about Breath of the Wild? Does it have good water?
No.
No, it does
Really?
not have good water at
No.
all.
Wow.
It's a good game.
The
but it
Switch
does not
is
have
just
good
not
water.
built
There was
for
one
that.
game. Oh, Mario RPG that just came out, and I remember like I was just standing on like the shore and I was like, the water looks great.
Really?
I was like, oh my
The
word, the
water.
water looks good. Like
The
I was
water.
like, yeah.
Yes.
Also, I beat that game.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, it was
So
so,
good.
good. It was so.
Never played
yeah.
Mario RPG. I'm gonna have to play that though.
There is
The original was like really cool game if I always wanted to play, and that
Yeah.
remake,
there's
blew
different
it out of the
versions
park.
of the guys.
Big Daddy.
There's the stop.
Like I said
So,
that.
I'll show you them after the.
Big Daddy?
Yeah.
I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys them after the podcast because I don't want to take up too
I
much
hope I
time.
never meet
Okay.
Big Daddy in real life.
Okay.
What is wrong with you? Just stop talking, please. For the love of God.
All right. Well, that was a very intriguing discussion.
That was interesting.
I'm so glad that we got some recommendations in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will have to. I can't wait to not check out what both you guys talked about. No,
I can't
I'm
wait to
kidding.
not check about what you guys talk about
I
either.
probably am gonna check out both your guys' actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But I'm gonna
am.
play them.
I am intrigued. I've always like felt some connection to BioShock. Like I played it
Yeah.
as a kid,
Mhm.
but I've never gone back and revisited it. So I might have to do that sometime.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it was always very interesting to me.
I'm like the king of recommendations.
Yeah.
This is all I do is recommend things to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, half the group chat.
Well,
But they always suck.
No, I don't.
well, the recent Rex is. There could always be a sequel.
Oh,
so just,
yeah.
crap.
just-
Or we could do like a mini one or something.
yeah.
I could save it for the podcast rather than just like
Right.
ranting about.
We could always have
games.
a recent Rex in like the small talk or
Yeah.
something. This is just like an introductory episode to get our big recommendations out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was fun. I like that.
So yeah, are you guys ready to sign off here?
Why not?
All right, and thank you to everybody who listened. I hope you guys found a new show or book or game or something
Yeah.
out of that. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
On 3, 2, 1. Peace out, media junkies.